Hi all, I welcome you all to the course of Business Analytics program. So what are we going to learn in this Business Analytics programming? So when you dissect the word subject business, of course the first intention is to learn about the various aspects of business, starting from the various levels of the business, starting from strategic, tactical and operational level. So all these three positions of the business we are going to discuss, and what we are going to discuss is your analytics part. So each decision, each business, each level, I need to take sort of decisions. So for taking decisions, I need to have sort of an analysis, and I need a data for doing such analysis. And the programming part, there comes your critical element of the whole subject, where we are going to understand how the programming, how the coding and how the algorithm can be used for doing the analysis. So your business analytics programming is going to help you in taking a lot of business decisions on the various levels of the businesses, starting from strategic, tactical and operational level, and you're going to use a programming language to do that. So now let's dig a little deeper into that. So the main objective of the course is to know about only one of the applications, which is Visual Basics for Application, VBA, which is part of your Excel, and using this tool to arrive at various decisions at the various levels of the business organization. So that's going to be the objective. So this is an introduction part to the Visual Basics for the application. So once you are done with the course, you will be the following are the outcomes which we are expecting the students will be able to design an algorithm to conduct technical calculations and manipulate data and create graphical user interface. So where we are going to help you in how to form a table of data and how do you interpret and what sort of representations of the data we can use, charts, graphs, and how interactive graphs can be created. And the second outcome could be the test the files using a programming language and integration with other packages. So each and every package has got its own output, and it has been linked to the main course programs. Apply techniques for debugging the algorithm, how to identify an error, and the next one is your implementation of algorithm to conduct technical calculations. So these are the expected outcomes of this particular course. So I'm Arun Prakash, your course instructor. We are going to take you to the course with various units. So the first unit, it covers the overviews of the computing and programming. Being a computer student, of course, I presume that you have the basics of the computer very strong on that. So any computer, if you just take it, you'll be having three basic processes: input, process and output. Input, of course, we do have certain devices like keyboard, mouses, where we are providing inputs to the processor. Processor is a place where the basic operation happens, and the output, again, the monitor, the printer, these kind of devices acts as an output form. So it is combination of both hardware and software put together. That's your computing, the basic element. So hopefully you know that. And here we are going to learn more about introduction to the programming, process, nature and the VBA environment. To start the introduction of the computing, first I need to know about, or I want you people to know about a person, John von Neumann. Everybody knows about John von Neumann is a person who is so famous with the modern computers. Of course, when it comes to the computing, we remember the people like Charles Babbage, who we call him as a father of computing, and then we just get to know about Bill Gates, who formed the software businesses, and from there we know all the corporate personalities who are associating themselves with the computer. Now, other than them, John von Neumann is one of the most very important personality of all times, because he is the one who started computing or started designing the computers for the modern days. And 1945 he started something called as a computer, which he gave the definition stating that the sequence of instructions which is getting operated one at a time. That's the proper understanding of the computer that has been brought to the modern era. And that's the reason why John von Neumann plays a major role in the computing process. And he is the one who derived something called as an algorithm, the programming part, deriving syntax for developing a algorithm or the program. So all these things are being majorly given by John von Neumann. So typically the program is put into a storage accessible computer. The computer gets one instruction and performs it, and then gets the next instruction. The storage area or the memory can also contain the data that is instruction operated on. So obviously this many of you as knows. So we do have random access memory and random order memory. So here what happens is whatever is stored in the hard disk, so that will be retrieved or that will be processed by the random access memory, and the final output will be retrieved on the screen. Final output will be displayed on the screen. So for this particular operation, we do have memory, we do have a storage area, and we do have a processor which retrieves the data which has been stored, and it gets run on the monitors. So this I call it as a source program. A program is a set of instructions that computer follows to perform a task. A program is also called an application or a software set of instructions that process input, manipulate data, and output results. So this is a general way of understanding the program. So here I just come out with the two examples. One is your system softwares and application softwares. So those are the basic elements which you need to know when you are talking about the softwares. Of course, I told you the computing is combination of both hardwares and softwares. So hardware, of course, you know the devices which you can see it, but softwares are the operating platforms which seldom we see it. It is the intangible ones that brings major operations working and the functions in the computers. For example, the first thing you need to know about is the application software and the system software. When you press the command button, right? When you press the command button, that is your Windows R, and just run CMD, you'll be getting a screen, and that screen is a display of the command options. So whatever I try to communicate, what I'm trying to communicate with the system's software. I'm asking the system to take me to the D drive. I'm asking system to take me to the D drive. So it is automatically taking me to the D drive. So here I give a coding. I have a certain format of representation, and that we call it as your system software. And there are few softwares which we call it as your application softwares, where those softwares I cannot use through coding. Rather, it's an application. So for example, I have Adobe Photoshop, I have a Microsoft Word, I do have a Microsoft PowerPoint, and I work on some browser-based applications. So these softwares are having inbuilt templates, and we are having a separate set of procedures to operate the software. So the one set we call it as a application software, the other one we call it as your system software. So as a developer, the programmers, they normally, the software developers who works only on your system software, they will try to create more. The taskbar should be here. The recycle bin collects all your deleted files. Shift delete will delete all your files from the recycle bin. So these sort of codings, these sort of outputs are being given to us, are being made use of it by using the software, that is by using the by the software developers or the programmers who does that coding part on the platform. So softwares it has been invented for a certain purpose. If I wanted to draw a picture, use Paint. If I wanted to type a document, use MS Word. So all these are having a purpose behind that particular application. So I use an application which is required for solving a certain purpose, and that we call it as your application softwares. So this video will just stop here with understanding the softwares, understanding the computing part. Thank you.